What is up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video. Today is day 3 of the GZCL program, and it's a bench focused day. Tier 1 is going to be bench, tier 2 is squat, tier 3 I'm doing incline dumbbell presses. Starting off bench like I always do, just the bar. Just trying to get some reps in, trying to warm up the shoulder joints, warm up my elbows, my triceps, my chest a little bit, and just getting in position while I'm setting up everything here. Jumped up to 95 pounds for my second warm-up set. Again, I always set up the same way. That's the one thing that I want to focus in on, is just consistently getting into the correct position for bench each and every set. Even doing my warm-up sets, I try to set up the same way that I'm going to do with my working sets with bench. It just helps me focus on connecting my mind to my chest. I have a really hard time like focusing in on my chest, and I want to use my shoulders for a lot of the movements with chest. So third warm-up set, actually this is actually going to be the first working set, 135 pounds. It's going to be 5 sets of 3 reps, heavy weight. It's not heavy, but it's heavy for me. Everybody starts off somewhere. Bench has always been a lacking, again, like I've said in the previous videos, bench has always been a lacking workout for myself. I've never had a high bench. Always tried to increase my bench, but I've never been able to get past like 225 pounds for 1 rep. I would love to be able to get to the point to where I can rep out 225 pounds, but that's kind of like a man goal for myself a little bit. But yeah, that's like the end goal for everything with strength training, is just to try to be able to lift as much weight as we can on that. Set number 2 here, slow and controlled. Again, I'm using wrist wraps. I'm not a competition. I'm not doing anything for anybody else. I am doing this for myself. So if I need to cheat per se with wrist wraps, I'm going to use wrist wraps. I'm going to use equipment to help me do the workouts that I want to do, so the wrist wraps just help my wrist. I have really bad wrist. I have a kind of a bad shoulder as well. So it just helps me focus in on, again, one thing that I will say, I have a very, very hard time. And if you can kind of see, I like to lift my head off the bench, and I'm trying to focus in on not doing that as much, because I feel like it helps me push more, but in reality, it stops my mind from connecting to my chest, and I feel the workout more in my shoulder than my chest when I do that. So I'm trying my best to not lift my head off of the bench. But again, I always set up the same exact way. Feet on the bench, push down, drive my shoulders into the bench, get a good stance with my legs so I can get some good leg drag, slight arch in my back. And then we just go from there. So again, I'm coming all the way down to my chest. I stop a little bit shy of my chest, and it's just range of motion for me. If I hit my chest, my range of motion just kind of stops me right there, maybe an inch or so off of my chest. And then I'm not able to go any further. When I do inclines or I do dumbbells, I can go a little bit further, of course, but with the barbell, I try to stop about an inch above my chest, and it's just good range of motion for myself. It could be for help out for anybody else. Some people are able to hit their chest completely, and some people aren't. So here's the AMRAP set. You'll see here in a second, I actually take it to failure, and I kind of messed up. I had my spotter arms 1 click too low. So as you can see, I think I hit 10 or 11 reps here. But once I kind of feel like I'm not going to be able to get the weight up again and I hit my failure point, I try to drop the the bar onto the squat arms, and I realized, oh crap, they're kind of low. So I kind of just roll it a little bit to the point to where I can drop the weight off. Again, very big tip right here. Do not, if you're working out alone like I am, do not put your clips on the ends of your barbell, for that particular reason right there. So going into tier 2 here, it's squat focused, 3 sets of 10 reps. Again, using 135 pounds, it's lighter weight, more repetitions, just making sure that I'm slow, controlled. Of course, not really moving too slow because it's squats. At this point, my legs have been tired. This is day 3. My legs are kind of tired through the workout, so I'm trying to get through it kind of as fast as I can. But again, we're working on proper form, at least going down, making 90 degree is what I try my best to do. Is I try to get 90 degrees. You'll see a couple reps I'll hit it, and a couple of them I shot just shy of 90 degrees there. I'm a big advocate for just keeping my knees in front or behind my toes. Really, a lot of people try to do the knees over toes thing. I never really done that myself, but I just, again, I try to embrace my core, come down, try to hit it close to 90 degrees as I can, and then we go from there. So set number 3 here, again, I'll kind of fluctuate between a high bar and a low bar squat. A lot of the times it's kind of like a middle ground, and I'm just trying to mostly high bar it. It just feels better, especially with like the way my mobility is with my shoulders and everything. It's just hard for me to get into a low bar stance. But I do know that if I am going for heavy weights, I will try to low bar it because it's a lot easier to hit heavier weights with low bars. Going into the incline dumbbell press here, I started off with I think 25 pounds here, or maybe I started with 30. I either started with 30 pounds and then dropped down to 25, or I started with 25 and I went up to 30. I can't remember exactly here, but again, I'm just going down as far as I can. Range of motion here. My bench is set up to I believe a 30 degree angle here, maybe a 15 degree angle. It's a 30 degree angle here. And yes, it does look like I dropped down to 25. So I started with 30, felt a little heavy, so I went back down. I went down to 25 just to make sure that I'm able to actually hit my 15 reps. And then of course, once I hit my AMRAP set, I want to be able to hit my as many reps as I can here. So again, not fully locking out at the top, just keeping that motion there. Trying to keep the stretch going as much as I can. So here's the AMRAP set here. I think I hit 20 reps if I'm not mistaken. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what your max bench is. I'd love to know what yours is. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.